Nothing ever comes to me, yeah, in a steady stream. But you gotta keep on going. You gotta live that dream. I know I ain't supposed to feel it, but oh, how it feels. Nothing ever comes to me, yeah, in a steady stream. But you gotta keep on going. You gotta live that dream. I know I ain't supposed to feel it, but oh, how it feels. Instead of letting it go, I let it stay. Letting it go. Can't get enough of. They say there's one for everyone, but when the day is done, I'm still the black swan. But I need you like the bird needs a shotgun. If you can't fight it, you better fly away from it.
Good morning, guys, and welcome to the video. As you saw in my last little clip just from this one, I decided to be brave and give myself a bit more of a haircut. Over the last however many weeks, I've been kind of just tidying up the sides myself. It's pretty easy to do. Just stick a number 1 on a razor and up and down, tidy it up, job done, whatever. But I decided today that the top was getting a bit crazy, so it went a bit more kind of, I braved it a bit more, got a pair of scissors out and was cutting into it and cutting down the sides and whatever. And if I'm really honest, I'm quite happy with kind of like the end product. It's not perfect, but it's enough to kind of keep me ticking over. And of course, just having a haircut, we all know, particularly guys, or I know anyway, having a nice kind of fresh fade and just having a fresh haircut makes us feel so much better. In this video today, we're going to be talking about which diet is the best diet for you. So what I mean by that is what approach is best for you in terms of, it doesn't necessarily have to be weight loss, just generally in health, what works best for you, whatever. What one is the best one for you? There's so much information out there bombarding us. You go on YouTube and you should be keto, you should be carnivore. Unless you're a vegan, then you're a dickhead. Then all these kind of crazy things, we're getting hit and hit and hit with information, and it's just about finding the right one for you. We're going to start this one with a bit of a rant, okay? So my opinion as a coach is we, as coaches, as trainers, we should be educating people to make their own decisions. What really pisses me off right now, and I've seen it this morning actually, sat on YouTube, and there's a guy in particular, I'm not going to name any names, and he is a vegan, and basically it's a case of, unless you're a vegan, you're a dickhead. I'm not saying this is specific for people who follow veganism. There are different people from different backgrounds. I'm not saying everybody is like that. However, that really bothers me. It's kind of a case of, like I said, we should be educating you to make your own decisions. We should be telling you the pros, the cons, and the pros and the cons being health, being practicality, being the cost. All of us can afford to be like carnivores, for example. The carnivore diet is very expensive, but the point is you need to make your own decisions based on the education and the research and the facts that you know, and ultimately how practical it is and how it makes you feel. So let's get down to it. The best diet for you. Now, you've probably been told this a million times, and like most of these videos, you'll tend to find there's nothing exciting when it comes to advice. It really is just common sense. The best diet, drumroll please, is the one that works best for you. So what I mean by that is if, for example, you want to be a vegan because ethical reasons, it works well for you, it makes you feel good, it's easy to apply, it's, like I say, all the little side things work for you, then being a vegan is the best diet for you. If, for example, you enjoy eating meat and you want to try the carnivore diet, and again, you don't have the kind of ethical or moral kind of arguments or beliefs that some people do have against carnivore diets, and again, there's nothing wrong with that. If it works for you and you can justify doing it, then fucking brilliant, that's the diet for you. Me personally, I believe in flexibility, and that's why I promote flexible dieting with my clients. I believe unless you're planning on stepping onto the Olympia stage, then you don't need to follow a strict food plan. And that's what the majority of people come to me asking for and expecting when they first start training. The first thing people say is, when am I going to get my meal plan? You don't get a meal plan. So with a meal plan, the idea is you have your set breakfast, set lunch, and set dinner. If that's what you want to do, then great. You can do that to an extent with flexible dieting. Most of us eat the same 18 to 20 meals a day. A day, a week, you know what I mean? We kind of rotate between the same 18 to 20 meals. What flexible dieting allows me to do personally and for my clients, it takes up the element of good and bad foods. Of course, we encourage nutrient-dense food, lots of vegetables, lots of fiber, lots of fresh fish, lots of fresh meat, chicken, beef, whatever it might be. We encourage a good, balanced variety of food, but at the same time, you can include kind of like the treats that you want, because like I say, it's about fitting your macros. For most people, fitting your macros is all you need. I don't know, for example, Linda down the street, she doesn't really give a shit about how much protein, how many grams of carbs, and her fat went over by 5 grams today. Linda, don't give a shit. Who cares, Linda? Point is, it's your calories that kind of control your body weight, and it's your macros that kind of control the really specifics. If you, like I say, you're trying to get bone shredded to go on stage, then macros are something you want to be concerned about, and performance and everything like that. But for most people who come to me, macros don't really matter. It's about the calorie intake overall. Again, just to emphasize, the best diet for you is the one that you can apply and the one that fits into your lifestyle. If flexible dieting kind of it incorporates into your life easy, if you've got a husband or a wife who's nagging at you, you've got work 9 till 5, you've got kids screaming at you, and you want to go out with the girls on a Friday night and have a nice dinner or a date night or whatever, flexible dieting is the one that allows all of that, which is fine if that's the one you choose to pick. Vegan and keto and whatever else might be great diets to certain people, and like I say, give it a try 100%. If you want it, you don't know until you try it. But if it doesn't work for you, then it might not be the best diet there is. I personally believe that flexible dieting is the way forward. Don't get me wrong, and that's another thing that frustrates me. Don't get me wrong, for a vegan could come on here and argue that the Western world, the diet, and maybe some of the toxins you get from meat, and how a lot of meat eaters are deficient in X, Y, and Z, and how the chances of this are increased in X, Y, and Z. But you could argue that for any diet, really. All of them have their flaws, all of them have their benefits. As long as you're kind of all round, you're eating lots of fruit and vegetables, and you're also eating lots of kind of meats and things like that, I really don't think you can go wrong. At the end of the day, my opinion is you can't really be splitting hairs about the really fine details of them, because at the end of the day, if you're gonna, as long as we keep ourselves healthy and exercise and eat what we consider clean and well, there's not really much more you can do than that. There are bodybuilders that have heart attacks. There are marathon runners who get cancer. There are vegans who die early of whatever. Life happens. There are things like that are gonna happen anyway. So as far as I'm concerned, just being a vegan because it's gonna decrease your risk of death by 4% is just bollocks. You might as well enjoy a wider variety of food, be healthy and get all the same stuff from it anyway. Does that make sense? Probably gonna ruffle a few feathers with that. At the end of the day, it's my opinion, it's my point of view, and I just want you guys to be educated and informed. So, take away from this video, Do your own research. Don't watch the guy on Instagram who is a carnivore and says that carnivore diets are the best thing and the only way to lose weight. It's bollocks. It's not the way. Do your own research, look into what works, look into things more practically, and just try different things. You don't know unless you try. You might think vegan's great, try vegan, gives you the shits, don't feel great, whatever. Anyway guys, thank you so much for watching the video. I'm not going to be doing much more for the rest of the day. I've got some exciting news coming up in a couple of weeks' time. And yeah, take care, look after yourselves, be happy, be healthy, and of course, be better. Thank you.